Well, hello, and welcome to the Holmes Cinema Clues, Masks, Mirrors, and Media, a show where film, television, and theater become a lens for understanding neurodiversity. Here, we go beyond the screen to explore the characters who mask, mirror, and struggle to belong, often hiding in plain sight. Join our hosts Dan and Dr. Stephanie Holmes as we invite you to step into the role of cinema detective to examine how autism, ADHD, and other neurodivergent experiences are portrayed in the media. This isn't therapy. It's not diagnosis. Rather, it's thoughtful conversation mixed with cultural analysis for a deeper look inside the stories that shape how we see ourselves as well as one another. So, settle in, sharpen your lens, and get ready to follow the clues with your hosts, Dan and Dr. Stephanie Holmes. Are you ready? Let's begin.
Every story has a subtext and every character has a code. Some see a script, we see a pattern. I'm Cinema Agent Dan, the Inside Man. So welcome to Home Cinema Clues. And today we're talking about the ND Magnet and the Cinema Translator. And with that, we will welcome Special Agent Sydney Holmes in with us. Welcome, Sydney.
Hello.
You know what? You're not Sydney Holmes. You're Sydney Roberts.
I was thinking it, but I wasn't going to correct you.
Well,
My husband's not here to say otherwise, so I was just going to let it be.
Correct it because it seemed wrong. So there's our introduction. So let's start off with the ND Magnet. We talked on the show a few episodes ago about what mine was. I title mine The Outliers, the folks that stick out beyond the bounds of the definition of somebody's normal. Today, let's talk about yours, the ND Magnet in Special Agent Sydney's world. So I will start with, I'm pretty sure some that I could consider. You had a significant affinity for Jasmine in Aladdin. So tell me about Jasmine in Aladdin.
I've never been so insulted.
Prince Ahmed, you're not leaving so soon, are you?
Good luck marrying her off.
Jasmine. Jasmine! 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 Oh, confound it, Raja! So, this is why Prince Ahmed stormed out.
Oh, Father. Raja was just playing with him.
Weren't you, Raja? You were just playing with that overdressed, self-absorbed Prince Ahmed, weren't you?
Dearest, you've got to stop rejecting every suitor who comes to call. The law says you must be married to a prince by your next birthday.
The law is wrong.
So, more Jasmine than Aladdin. Every little girl has a favorite Disney princess. Just how strongly she feels toward that princess varies girl to girl. But Jasmine was by far my favorite. It was all things Jasmine. And one of the things I really loved about her was that she was a very strong character. Which, as I grew up and learned more about the culture that she was based off of, it necessarily wasn't like a normal thing. Because like even the villain Jafar would try to like, quote, put her in her place, right? Like, I'm the man, you're the woman, stay over here. But Jasmine didn't really put up with any of that. She's like, I am the princess. I am going to do what I want. If I don't want to marry a prince, I'm not going to. And I have a pet tiger. So who's going to stop me? So I don't think as a child I put two and two together that she was kind of like a misfit or an outcast in her fictional society. But growing up, I'm definitely like, oh, she kind of stuck out a little bit like a sore thumb. And I do too. So why not? This is why I like her so much.
So beyond just that one, though, I mean, there was a lot of opportunity. She went through a pretty solid, I don't know, maybe an awakening or a realization during that movie. What was So talk about that. What was her? What did it mean to you to watch her grow in the movie?
So I think the growth that I saw in her that resonated the most with me was she started at the beginning of the movie like, I don't need a husband, I don't want a partner, I am independent and happy by myself. Versus we see her start to build a relationship with Aladdin, and she learns that it's okay to let someone in her life, not because she needs to marry a prince, but because he's nice to be around. It's okay to let somebody in and to have a relationship with them. Like, you can be independent and also have meaningful and significant relationships. So I think that is the growth I saw in her that I resonated with the most.
All right, let's switch our character to Mulan, a very different time period in a different part of the country, a very different story. It's a different story, but is there a theme? Are we seeing a theme start here?
Woo! Sign me up for the next war.
Honorable Fazu, Mulan, you forgot your helmet. Well, actually, it's, your helmet, isn't it? I mean...
Would you like to stay for dinner?
Would you like to stay forever?
Dinner would be great.
It's a very similar theme, a strong, independent woman who don't need no man, but by the end of the movie, she learns it's kind of nice to have one, and relationships are good. You can be independent and also have a meaningful relationship.
Chronologically, just when the movies were released, Mulan was released how many years after Aladdin? That was what, 4 or 5?
I don't know. I know Mulan was released around the time I was born, either the year I was born or the year after. So I know I'm about as old as the movie Mulan, but I think Aladdin is first, because Aladdin is more classic Disney Renaissance, and Mulan is kind of the tail end of it.
So, but because of that, you wouldn't have known the difference between Mulan being released in 98 and Aladdin being available in, 89 or something like that. Those were all just 2 movies readily available. So let's go to the third one and let's see if a pattern shows up again. Another favorite was Belle from Beauty and the Beast. So let's look at that one, because here's another one that was available for you and you got to pick all 3. So we'll see if the pattern holds.
Well, there's literally a whole song in the beginning of Beauty and the Beast where the village sings about how weird Belle is and how no one wants to be her friend because she's so weird.
Look, there she goes, the girl is strange, no question. And she's strange, can't you tell?
Little part of any crowd.
Cause her head's upon some cloud.
No denying she's a funny girl, that Belle.
Your wife will be?
Let me think.
You, Belle.
Gaston, I'm speechless. I really don't know what to say.
Say you'll marry me.
I'm very sorry, Gaston, but I just don't deserve you.
So it's pretty obvious that she sticks out. She's pretty independent and she's used to being so, but she's still nice and polite with everybody. And when she gets to the castle, she's not necessarily looking to fall in love with the beast. She's there to get her father's freedom. And over time, she, again, allow another person into her life and realize it's okay to be independent and have somebody in your life that's a meaningful relationship. The only difference, I think, between Belle, Jasmine, and Mulan is, again, like, Belle is... There's literally an opening number about how the entire village thinks she's peculiar. There's not necessarily anything like that for Jasmine. One could argue like the opening scene of Mulan when there's that whole matchmaking fiasco and she kind of embarrasses herself in front of the whole village, you could kind of maybe argue that there was maybe some underlying tension there in the village. But for the most part, I think that theme holds true. 3 characters who are kind of singled out, very independent, and have to learn to let people into their lives.
Did the fact that Belle liked to read books, was that a factor?
I mean, yes, but clearly not as much because Jasmine's still my favorite, and we don't really see Jasmine pick up a book. So, yes.
Well, you do have a pet cat.
I do have a pet cat. I have 2 of them, actually. But I don't, while I liked that about Belle, I don't think that's what resonated with me as a child.
All right. Well, let's see if the pattern holds for the next one. So when the books for Percy Jackson were available, you were a fan of that, and I'm sure you've seen the movie adaptations. So tell us about the Greek mythology activity, and what about it was special and drew you in?
So Greek mythology is its whole other can of worms for me. It actually starts earlier with Disney's Hercules and my fascination with Megra, who also holds true to the pattern. Strong, independent woman doesn't need no man. Eventually learns to let Hercules in. So we'll start it there with Hercules. We'll give credit where credit is due.
Release that young.
Keep moving, Junior.
I'm a damsel. I'm in distress. I can handle this. Have a nice day.
You know, when I was a kid, I would have given anything to be exactly like everybody else.
You wanted to be petty and dishonest? I'm sorry.
He'll get over it.
But also I think there's some social things around the time I grew up. Like when Percy Jackson was starting to be released, I was early elementary school, late elementary school, early middle school when these books started coming out. And, at the time it was like the cool thing to read. So there's social pressure to fit in. I need to read the books so that I have something to talk about with my classmates who otherwise maybe won't talk to me. There's already my curiosity for it because I have some interest in Greek mythology due to Hercules. And then as, more and more books get released, I ended up taking Latin as my foreign language, and part of Latin is learning Greek mythology. So I'm constantly being inundated in it with my adolescence. So in addition to me kind of relating to Percy Jackson and Annabeth and all of the wonderful characters in those books, there's also that social context of it was kind of expected for my very small niche of classmates. I would say us Zillennials, as we call ourselves, too young to be millennials, but we don't really want to be Gen Z, even though we technically are. I would say we were the target audience for those books and those novels, and we just got hit with them a lot. So yes, the characters are important, but I also think we got to mention the social context that I grew up with around that added some pressure to it.
Was there a character in there that meant more than any of the others?
I really liked both Percy Jackson and Annabeth. Percy Jackson's the main character. His is fairly obvious. He's split between 2 worlds, half demigod, half mortal. He wants to essentially just keep his mom safe, and he wants to keep his friends safe. So him, general main character, love him. I think more of the autism community actually relates more with Annabeth than they do with Percy, although in my opinion, you could make an argument for the whole lot of characters. But I think a lot more resonate with Annabeth, one of the daughters of Athena, because she is really independent. She's smart. Depending on where you are in the book series or even like the movies, she is kind of presented as that independent, I don't need nobody, but it's okay to let people in. So if we're going for specific characters, I lean a little bit more Annabeth, but I love both Percy and Annabeth.
All right. So a second theme before we move on to our next challenge. A second theme that might be in here, maybe. Let's see if it's there. We're making it up. Is characters that are looking from one world into another. So I think for Percy Jackson, that might be an easy one, right? He's a demigod.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking out into the world that is fully human, the world that is fully God, and having to, I guess, decide which one of those two best fits him, and seeing the ones that maybe the parts of each he likes or doesn't like. There's your tiger. But what say you on that? And does that fit a theme of the other characters in any of the other movies?
I think so. Going back with Hercules, he's half mortal, half god, because he's a god that's been mortalized. And that movie is essentially him about trying to restore his godhood. So while I more strongly resonate with Megara, Hercules is also a character that I'm also drawn to, just because he is trying to navigate between living in the mortal world, but also his demi-godness and what that could mean for him. So I think that's true. I would say it's probably more of a secondary theme that I'm drawn to. But yeah.
All right. So as we transition into the next topic, this was a popular. There was only 4 of us in the house, so I guess it was popular. We all liked it. But it was a common thing. We did what in the autism circles would be called scripting. We used a lot of other people's voices to express our feelings or our thoughts, or say what we maybe not could have said otherwise, because we didn't have, I don't know, it didn't come to mind in our own words. So with that, let's see. I guess there might be 2 camps on this. That it is just borrowing other people's language and substituting it without really any substance in it, or it is exactly like I said a minute ago, using other people's well-stated words, at least in the way that you think about them, to express an idea you don't have your own words for. I tend to fall into that camp. There's a lot of opportunity, that's why we have songs. That's why there's poets. People are good at that. And we as a humanity attach ourselves to those kind of things, because in all forms, somebody says something that you wish you could have communicated. So with that, let's think about just some of the movies that were common. So you and I probably quoted the most, but it was pretty common throughout all 4 of us in some form. So there was Disney, Veggie Tales. What else?
The NFL bad lip reads.
Oh my goodness. Yes. We could sit at the dinner table and somebody would say, I accept you.
And just trigger the entire script.
And we'd go around the table with the next line and the next line, and there was a bunch of bean bags. Those were fun. They quit being fun after a while. I think some of the later versions of that weren't quite as fun. Other movies, Elf.
Elf
was a good one. There was some that Mom and I shared that you and Erica probably weren't as keen on. One of my favorites was from White Christmas. It was earlier in the movie. They go to Florida to check out an act, and Bing Crosby's character is apologizing to I don't even remember the lady's name. But my brother brought you down here on false pretenses, and he says, well, there's a little larceny in all of us. You played an angle and it worked. So we use that line. There's a little larceny in all of us all the time. What else? What's another one?
I've been with more recent one that I've been using with my husband is 45 minutes all to myself when I from White Christmas as well. When he's just like, what do you need? And I'm like, 45 minutes all to myself, like very dramatically. So that's one that he still hasn't picked up on is scripting. He just hasn't watched White Christmas enough. We'll fix that.
Some songs. So what's some songs that are common?
If it's a Disney song. Gosh, what other songs? Erica and I were really into Taylor Swift, so we would throw some Taylor Swift lyrics into some conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And then just also Christian music as well. Like even before we started recording and we were having some fun technological difficulties, I was just going, believe in you. And that's, part of, a song. That's not something I came up with on my own as we were going. I'm like, oh, I'm scripting right before we get on there. So
I can't find an easy way to cut this whole thing out, but what showed up in our chat the other day was I said the word spider. And then
he's our hero.
And then he's our hero. And then Mom chimed in with, oh. And then the rest of that was Erica says, aren't you going to say it? So for those that don't know where that comes from 1990, maybe there was a They Might Be Giants record. And one track on the record had 15-second-ish clips of just jammed together, very different kinds of things. And one of them was called Spider. In the Outliers episode we did, I don't know, whenever it was ago, that They Might Be Giants played a prominent role in the Spider section. So if you're interested in the Spider, that's where it is.
Turnaround was another one that we did.
Turnaround, yep. Turnaround, there's a thing there that can't be found.
Mm-hmm.
Another one, I don't know if you and Erica were in on this one too, from what was it? Count of Monte Cristo, Kings to You, Fernand.
Yes, we didn't script that one as much, but I could recognize it when it was being said. I think the one that Mom used most often was, "You never pleased me."
Yep. When he was leaving, he says, "You pleased me some of the time," and then she, in a demure kind of voice, "You never pleased me." That one is said when something is disappointing and disappears, and we use it as that phrase. Let's see what else. We talked about Veggie Tales. You know what our favorite one is? This is what I think a favorite one is. More scripts, more lines come out of this one than I think anything else, and that is Emperor's New Groove.
Yes, 100%. Best movie ever, hands down. Sorry if you have a disagreeing opinion, audience, but this agent says there is no movie quite like The Emperor's New Groove.
Yes. There might be another one. I don't know that this one is anywhere close to that, but another popular one was Holy Grail.
Yes, Monty Python.
And, when somebody would say, a shrubbery.
The knights who say me.
Yep. There's a whole pile of that one. I had that movie memorized as a teenager. So let's try this. Let's stick to just one movie. Let's stick to Emperor's New Groove, and let's see who runs out of quotes first. And I hope this goes long enough that I don't lose like in 2. All right. So how about Demon Llama?
Demon Llama, where? Does it count if I finish your quote?
Yes, it counts if you finish the quote. How about you threw off my groove?
I'm sorry, but you threw off the Emperor's groove. Kicks out the window. You were saying? Back to the theme song.
Are you okay? Are you all right up there? I threw off the Emperor's groove.
Beware of the groove.
Let's see. Squeakity, squeak, 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 squeakum, squeak, squeakum.
Close enough. Close enough. Oh goodness. I don't really think you're my great aunt. I think you're my great, 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 great. Are you finished? Great, great aunt.
Let's see. How about oh man, how does she set that up? Because they two of them freak out when all right, I'll come back to that one. Why do we even have that lever?
There we go. I was just like, come on, Dad. The poison for Cusco, the poison chosen especially to kill Cusco, Cusco's poison. That poison.
Oh, my cheese puffs.
Spinach puffs.
Spinach puffs, yes, they were puffs. The Emperor needs his drink.
More broccoli.
That's right. Oh, and what probably one of the best nonverbal lines is when he gets his drink and he goes like this. He just spills it all over the table.
Oh, the little shoulder angel and shoulder devil, and they're giving each other reasons on why he should or should not save Cusco, and the little devil goes, "Number 2, look what I can do," and does like a little handstand thing. He's like, I don't understand what, and the angel's like, no, he has a point.
He has a point there. The devilish laugh when she turns into a cat. And then she ends up being that little mouse.
Is that my voice? Oh, well.
Let's see, when he kicks Yzma out and says, "You're being let go. We're going in a different direction. You're being downsized."
When the guards get turned into animals. Hey, I've been turned into a cow. And I go home. You are excused.
And the rest of them step up like, "Oh, yeah, that was okay." Even though I'm a donkey or whatever he was.
My favorite was the octopus and like the ostrich. And they're like, yeah, we're good.
How about boom, baby?
It's a good one. If it wasn't for you, Cusco would be dead by now. I said, I'm sorry. You can't even let it go. Not even on your birthday.
He's supposed to be dead.
Yeah, weird.
He is dead, isn't he?
Tell me Cusco's dead. I need to hear these words.
Well, he's not as dead as we would have hoped. Let's see.
Oh, when Yzma and Kronk first get to the squirrel. Hey, not everything's about you. This little fella's had a rough time. Apparently, a talking llama gave him a pretty hard time the other day. Ooh,
a talking llama?
Do tell. He really doesn't want to be that close to you. Oh, okay. A little bit more room, please. More.
Oh, how about turn my potatoes into a salad? I wish I could remember that line. I don't think when everybody starts ordering and the lady comes in.
Make my potatoes a salad because they're like cheese, no cheese, cheese me no likey, all hold the cheese, yes cheese, no cheese. You know what? Just make my potatoes a salad.
Yeah. So yeah, because she says cheese me no likey, but you remember the waitress that comes in and says and orders all those things, and he took over the kitchen, and he's like translating like on the fly. There's no way I can remember everything that she says. Because it was in all kinds of crazy code, like 2 pigs in a blanket and a side of the meat salad and whatever it was. There,
Shape of a trout.
Yeah. Okay, how about it's a cruel irony, like my dependence on you.
No, wait. How'd you get here before us? How did we, Crunk? Well,
By
by
all
my account,
accounts,
it doesn't make any sense.
Making sense. It's my Cuscotopia. It's my birthday present to me.
I'm so happy. So I pick up some change of address forms on the way home.
I just wanted to know what side of the hill sings. Oh, you got to come around to this side. They just, in the morning, it just sings. Perfect.
All right, kids. We said you could stay up until Daddy got home. Now say goodnight. Dad, do we have to? Oh, no, you could stay up. Your mom and I are just going to stay here talking about how much we love each other. Right, honey? What? Good night.
They get in that word fight. Two kids
Back
do.
to the Oh, the waterfall scene. Don't tell me. We're about to go over a huge waterfall. Yep, sharp rocks at the bottom. Most likely.
Most likely.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. Oh, and then when I just snatched you from that ledge.
You just saved my life. Don't read into it. It was a one-time thing.
I'm still building my hill. I'm a llama.
Also in that cliff scene, we're gonna die. We're gonna die. Ow! You did that on purpose. Glam.
So we probably could continue to remember so many more of them. But what beyond just remember, how many movie clips can remember beyond all those things? What did that share? I mean, what did that mean? When it was a family joined in thing, how did you consume us talking in somebody else's words?
If anything, it just kind of fed that energy into me for me to keep it going. It was an family activity that I could participate in and know that's what we were doing. I know that's not the case with scripting for all neurodivergent individuals, but for me, I was able to put certain quotes into context. And over time, I learned how to use them to kind of lighten a mood. Or to insert a joke where I sensed tension, or it just popped into my brain and I thought it would be funny and the dinner table's too quiet. So I think for us, it was like a nice, lighthearted family bonding moment that I was able to be a part of.
I think so too. It was something everybody could do because we all remembered a different movie. We all had a different thing, right? I mean, there was, how many times did somebody say, "All right, it's your baby"? Right? In 1 minute, 2 minutes, 2 more minutes. We all had a different one of those, right? It was, you had yours, everybody had one. And we could all participate in each other's favorite movie lines. And it brought just general, I thought it brought fun. It was everyone, it made you smile when somebody say something and you realized, just like when Spider showed up in the WhatsApp chat, everybody, people knew what to do.
Not Josh. I made him listen to that song and he's just like, why? We got to work on my husband. He's the newest addition to the family. So we got to work on him a little bit more.
Yeah. I don't know how much Nick is engaged in all of that either, but we will certainly help them engage. I think we have covered the topics. Anything you want to end this particular episode with?
Nothing is really coming to mind other than just I enjoy it. I'm an adult and I still do it. And if my husband doesn't understand what I'm doing, I make him watch the movie so he can understand. In fact, I took it so far to have my in-laws watch The Emperor's New Groove as well. We did like a whole Disney and dinner movie party. And because none of them had seen Emperor's New Groove, and I'm like, I script this movie all the freaking time. You guys look at me like I'm nuts. So I've been sharing it to other families as well. And I'm learning it's not so common in other families. And I think it's one of the things that makes our family unique. And I don't know, it makes me feel like our family's like a little bit more like special, that we have our own like unique but not unique thing that we just all can share and laugh, and it's like built-in inside jokes.
Yep. One more came to mind, and that was dodgeball. I threw up in my mouth.
Which one? Because
you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Okay, I had the poopy flavored lollipop one in my head. That came to mind first.
Same guy.
I would like to add, like, I know specifically we're talking about like cinema and like how this plays in cinema, but scripting for our family wasn't just linked to media in any form. Sometimes it would be us just mishearing each other, and then that quote would forever get scripted. I am specifically thinking of Johnny being a doorknob and him not making it. I don't know what Mom was trying to communicate to me originally, but I do know that I, to this day, claim that she said Johnny is a doorknob and he didn't make it, and it is something we have used for however many years to convey that something just didn't happen the way we wanted it to. So
anytime somebody says, well, that didn't make it, and somebody else will say, just like Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's a good one. I'm glad you remembered that. Because every family's got that inside joke kind of thing, and that's one of them. Nobody in the world knows what that, Johnny was a doorknob and he didn't make it kind of thing means. But it does. It reminds you of those moments. In the moment, some of those mishears might be over important things, and eventually you learn to laugh at them. And that day you do. Everybody has a common a shared memory, a shared experience in that. And it brings joy to it. Those kind of things bring joy to everyone because they get to share it. I think that's a good place to end it. So with a shared experience kind of idea, that's really kind of what we're talking about, is a shared experience. So I'm glad it landed there, even if I didn't plan that. So no crime in being different. We want everyone to embrace uniquely you.